Monday, everybody. How's it going? Ooh, I am coming to you from my very, very cold office here at the Good Stuff Thrift Store. Hold on, I'm having to do a little behind the scenes stuff here. Okay, I got it. I got to get back to my comments over here. Wow. Do I look like really washed out to you guys? Because I'm looking at this and the color is like, whoo. Also, how's our connection? I see a little freeze ups. It's all a work in progress, all a work in progress, all the time. So, first of all, happy Monday. For those who might be new here, I am Danny Ackerman, also known as the Niche Lady, and I help people build ridiculously successful online businesses. Ooh, I like the way that sounds. I'm really torn because I used to say build eBay businesses, but we're no longer eBay only. No longer eBay only. Oh, I am having some bandwidth issues, aren't I? And I don't think there's any way for me to plug directly into the internet. I think it's because they're working in the back pricing things, and I think that's pulling some bandwidth, but we're going to just have to run with it. Because that's what we do. We just run with it. We just run with things. So let me tell you why it's so cool. Why am I so bundled up in my very own office? And I will tell you, I have some thermal socks on with Uggs, and my toes are still numb from cold. And I know you East Coasters are laughing at me right now. It was 31 degrees this morning when I got in the car. Let me tell you. So I have now been in this building for what? Almost 4 months, and we still don't have a working, well, it started out air conditioner and now it's heater because it's the same unit, but we don't have a working heater unit on this side of the building, and they keep getting what do you call it? It's the word I'm looking for. They're getting quotes from different companies. It's guaranteed. It's supposed to be fixed. This is what took so long to get the lease here, was kind of going back and forth about the AC units. They only wanted to guarantee them for 3 months. I said, no, Danny knows better. This is an old building. Those units, I'm sure, are super old. No, we are going to get a longer guarantee on the AC units. Thank goodness I did that, because they have been nothing but trouble since we got in the place. So right now there are 4 units on the roof, and we knew one of them wasn't working, but they said in the lease, like, if you need it, we'll get it working. So we learned pretty early on we need it. So that's kind of gotten pushed off and pushed off and pushed off. The one other one that was working kind of stopped working. Actually, she said that it was leaking. Leaking Freon is a huge hazard. Like, that freaks me out a little bit. So that one is also not working. So we have 2 working units, but they are on the other side of the building, and they're doing a good job of keeping the main floor for customers warm enough. But my office and our back processing room have no heat, and they are freezing cold. And I've got like this little radiator heater next to me here, which I don't like. I don't like space heaters. They scare me. But it's that or completely freeze in here. So they have been sending over all of these companies to give estimates. They know they need to they're going to replace them, but we have no timeline. So I'm about to get all Danny on them. It's got to get fixed soon. I can't have like my nose running, while I'm on my live because it's cold. So that's what we're dealing with here. And it's a little frustrating. And then the one air conditioning company that came in said, well, you have to clear out this room, and it's going to be about 5 days. And I'm like, excuse me? So it's going to be a serious, serious issue for the store when we end up doing this. Yeah. So not something I'm looking forward to. Nevada division is the real estate department. Oh, what are we talking about? I have to go back and see what else you were talking about with that. I don't know who handles commercial real estate though. It's commercial real estate. It's completely different from residential real estate. And oh goodness, I am already getting comments about my choice of the word haters for today's subject line. We'll get into that. Oh, those around me know, Danny, don't mess around when it's time for something to be handled. I get her done. Like I don't put up with stuff. So we try the nice way first. But yeah, I do want to get on to our topic at hand because yes. So this isn't just something that occurred in my last video. This has been like an ongoing thing. So there was a lot of it in my last video. It had to do with and it wasn't so let me just say I am perfectly fine with constructive criticism. Not only that, I welcome it because how can we grow? How can we grow as individuals if we don't know how things are being perceived? So my conversation today has absolutely nothing to do about constructive criticism. Constructive criticism is very, very different than, how shall I say it? Negative criticism. There is a difference. It is the way in which we word things that matters. But there was just some downright spiteful, hurtful, nasty stuff said about me. I was called greedy in several comments. Greedy. Me, greedy. Like, that doesn't even sound right. If Danny was greedy, Danny'd be sitting on a beach, in Hawaii right now, telling everybody to fend for yourselves here. But no, come on. That is like the last thing you call me is greedy. But anyway, but all of us YouTubers, somebody's trying to call me right now. They're forgetting that I go live at 1 p.m. All of us YouTubers experience this. I don't know. Are Sunny and Mikey and I know Tiffany has. Tiffany's in the chat over here. It's just a thing. It's a thing that happens, and that's really what I wanted to talk about today. And I really hope my haters are watching, or if you're a hater of anyone out there, I hope you're watching, because this is not going to be the conversation I think you thought it was going to be. Because here's my take: is people act a certain way for different reasons. But what I find is there's two particular reasons that cause people to say ugly, hurtful things. And I am not talking about constructive criticism, advice, ideas for how to do things differently or better. Not what I am referring to. I am referring to people who say things like, you're stupid, you're greedy, you're this, you're that. If you throw an ugly word in it, and people know when they're being ugly. Okay. When you're doing it. So there's two things going on. Yeah. And I see some of you saying some things over there. So there's two things going on. Either they are just a completely entitled, out of the sense of reality of how you should treat human beings type person. Because I actually answered an email from someone this morning that fell into that told me that I should drop everything and find this item that they wanted to purchase that got packed when I moved, and we have not been able to find it. So they said, well, you should put a little priority on your customers. I would think that that would be more important than other things you have going on. I was like, what? That's entitlement. That's entitlement. I don't bow to that. But the other thing, and I think this is more common, is that people are hurting. People are in pain. They might not even realize the pain they're in. And somebody said jealousy. Jealousy is pain. If you are jealous of what someone else has or does or is, that's an internal message to you of, I should have that and I don't. Woe is me. And I don't say that to make, fun of anybody, but truly getting out of that victim mentality because somebody else has something that you desire. It's, again, we're going back to mindset here, because you can take that same scenario and look at that same scenario and go, dang, I want to figure out how to get that. I wonder if I watch them, maybe they would give me some advice on how I get there too. And so you can flip jealousy and jealousy is a, what, they have something I want and I'm never going to get it kind of a thing, to inspiration of, wow, they got that. I want to figure out how to get that too. And it's all up here, guys. It's all a script in our head that we have to flip. But there are a lot of really hurting people out there right now. So when I get those comments, I don't get upset. I don't get angry. I feel like I feel bad for them. I feel sad. I feel like it really, really affects me. Like that somebody has so much pain in their life that their option is to lash out at somebody they really don't know. I mean, I know you guys, you know me, but you don't know me. Like, you're not with me 24/7 looking at how I deal with everything. I share as much as I can, don't get me wrong, but you see the part of my lives that I put out there on video, but I can't film like every minute of problem solving, every conversation, that leads from how we deal with things. And specifically going back to this situation with my video yesterday, where I shopped the shelves. And this was like, I don't script my videos. I shot the video as I experienced it, and the thoughts that come out of my head through my mouth, I put out there on video. Like that's what I was feeling. And so we are going through some growing pains of trying to figure out what is the right pricing. Like, because I am all about supporting my reseller friends. That is where my heart is. But you have to also realize I am also supporting nonprofits who are donating these goods, expecting to get the most money possible out of them. So I have to come together between those two missions and find the happy spot. And it is not easy. It is not an easy thing to do. I really, really do look at Goodwill. And I know a lot of times Goodwill's pricing is a bit on the high side. So I don't want to match Goodwill's pricing. I want to be under Goodwill's pricing. That is my goal. We won't even talk about Savers because they're just like all the way out there in wacky land. So I'm trying to find that spot kind of right under Goodwill but that makes sense for my nonprofits. And it's going to take a while to really figure out where that is. Somebody said, your business is going to be over before it starts, if you keep pricing that way. I'm like, I disagree. Like, because I don't think I'm priced any differently than any other thrift store in town. Let's just be straight there. So no, my business is not going to be over because of that. But it's not going to fill the mission that I want to fill. So we are working on some things. Now, we're also going to do a color rotation of big discounts on a certain color. As you know, obviously you can't start that the month you open because the goods haven't even had a chance to sell at full price yet. So that is absolutely something that's going to be on our list of things to do. Is where first we got it all, get it all out there, get it for sale. And then when we run a color sale, now all of those tags, right now it's the blue tags, those are going to be 50% off. And it is at that time where you really find out if your stuff is overpriced, because stuff that doesn't sell at a 50% off sale, you look at it and you go, okay, now let's, fine tune this and figure this out. I mean, we're back here. I was talking with Rebecca, my manager, this morning. We're pricing shoes, and she's clarifying with me, like, you want all the shoes priced at this one price, like $6.99 is our shoe price. And I'm like, yeah, I don't want to cherry pick it. Obviously, if something like Coach or Louis Vuitton or I can't even remember what. No, Louboutin is the red sole shoe. Anyway, obviously we're going to price those a bit higher. I'm not talking about the super high-end designers. I'm talking about, your almost every other brand that comes in, we're going to just have standardized pricing. If it's brand spanking new, it's going to be priced about $2 higher than the used. And Tommy Choo, Dooney Burke. See, I need that list, guys. I need that list of what those ones are so that I can put it up there so my volunteers who are sorting know, this is the brand that goes on that list, but everything else is going here. Because I want to price the really good pair of shoes for somebody at $6.99 and have them come in and get a really good deal and then be able to go sell them for $40, $50. I don't have a problem with that. I am not trying to control every single item, but trying to find, that happy point on the items that are just like really, really good resale items. So if anybody hasn't watched my video from yesterday, what I did was literally grab the cart and I shopped my own shelves, just as if I was shopping in a store, in a Goodwill, in any other little thrift store, and picking things that I wanted to buy and resell. So, it was really eye-opening for me. And I said that on the video, that it was a really good experience for me to go through and do that. Now I was able to find over 20 items that I took those items from my little lucky cart, and I have now a set of shelves in the store that are going to be Danny's picks. So if you're a reseller in the area and you want to come in and find some good resale items, those items are now set apart. You've already seen me do the research and give you the values for resale on it. So those are there for the pickings. So that kind of honors those who come in and watch my videos, and helps me help the resellers in the local community. Now, what I'm going to be doing is also then selling those items on Whatnot. So the items I put on there yesterday won't be in today's sale. I think I might have said they were going to be. Then I thought, that's not fair. That's not what I want to do. I want those items to be available to the resellers first, and then I will put them on Whatnot. Brenda wants the sun-kissed juicer. Okay, Brenda. Okay. I'm reading some of your comments. When you go deeper into the current state of economics and inflation and taking, where did that go? And taking all of that into account, it will make your head spin when trying to price things. It will, and that's the thing, is looking at, Jordan knows designer things, but she's not here. It has to kind of yes, she can help me make the list, but it's also the people here need to know that too. So it's a training. It's just a training in the back room. I wouldn't. I know Brenda was trying to Pick my basket. Louboutin. Yeah, that's what I always thought I wanted a pair of those. And I'm like, yeah, no, not so much. Yeah. Um, yeah, and it's the same thing. You guys watch my videos, and if you see something, now here's the thing. And I know, and this is me struggling with being a smart businesswoman and doing the right thing versus taking care of everybody else first. Is you guys see things that you want, I still have to offset the cost of. So you see something in a video, you send me an email. Well, now that email has to be read and answered. You have to be invoiced. The item has to be packaged up and shipped. So I pay people to do that. So there is a cost in that to me. So I have to have a markup on the item. So if you see something in one of my videos that it's not, I didn't put the value in the recap, then I just need you to send an offer that takes that into consideration. Because I would go broke really, really quick if I was just paying people to sell stuff for the ticket price of, $3.99, $4.99, because it would end up then just costing me money. So it's all these things you have to know what your expenses are, and then you have to set your policies and things to be able to offset that. And I struggle because I am a people pleaser. I will take care of everybody else before I take care of myself. And I'm working on that. And Jordan's working on that with me too. But it's true. So I wrestle really, really hard. So even those of you who sell on eBay, when you price your items, you have to take into consideration not just what you paid for it. You've got time involved in that. And what is your time worth? Because if you're not going to make more than if you went and got a $10 an hour job, you might as well go get the $10 an hour job and be able to have, like your weekends off. Because we work way more than like the average day, us resellers do. It takes years. I know, I've been working on it for years. I'm going to have to go back and read this chat because you guys are putting some really, really good names over there in there for me to start making this list. But going back to the haters, and this is like my message today, is like I have a lot of people that really, really look out for me, and they will kind of fire back at these people. And I don't think that's the way to approach it. I really don't. And it could just be my, oh, I think Carrie forgot to go pick up Rachel. Oh, goodness gracious. Stand by. Hold on. Oh, she was supposed to pick Rachel up for me from her horseback riding. Sorry, guys. Okay, hopefully Carrie. Oh, she's there. Carrie's so good. Yes. All right, Rachel doesn't know what her car looks like. Okay. I told her. Okay. Look. See, my bad. I jumped to the conclusion that she just forgot her, but she didn't because Carrie's amazing. But I do that sometimes. Tell her to honk. Well, it is a horse farm, and if there's anybody riding, we don't want her to honk. We don't want her to do that. But yes, going back. Sorry, the kids always come first. You know that, right? I always stop what I'm doing for the kids. But the thing of it is, we have to, and I think this is a big thing, we have to stop looking at these people as just jerks, because it's really, really quick to go to that conclusion. I know I'm guilty. I'm not going to say I'm innocent of this, but if you can look at it as this is a person in pain, this is somebody hurting. And I know that's not, I get it. There's anomalies out there that it's not always the case. Sometimes there really are nasty people who just enjoy going through life being nasty people. I am talking about the people where you can kind of see through it and see that this is somebody lashing out because whatever's going on in their life, whatever situation has caused them to be bitter and angry at the world, and you're the target. Don't take it personally. Don't take it personally. And there may be nothing you can do, except my usual response when I get these emails, when I get these comments, is I am like, I'm so sorry for whatever you're going through that is making you feel so ugly towards me. And I say, I'll pray for you, because honestly, as a Christian, that's my thing. We have to love our enemies, and it's not enemies in the sense of people that are like enemies out to get us. It is love those who are unlovable, really, is what that's saying. And that is one of the hardest things to do. It's truly one of the hardest things to do, but it's why we're called to do it. Because can you imagine a world where we were just loving on people who were working really, really hard not to be loved because they don't love themselves? I mean, again, it goes back to what we were talking about last week about stress. Is like, we have a world of people who don't like what they see in the mirror. They don't like themselves. They don't like their lives. They don't like anything about the situation they're in. And their answer to it is to just be an angry, bitter, like ugly in the sense of what spews out of them type of person. And we're just called to love them. We are called to love everybody. That's what we're called to do in this life, is love. Wouldn't the world be a great place? Wouldn't it be a great place? And I mean, and I know that I have done this too. I know that whatever day I was having, some situation has affected the way that I treated somebody else. We all do it. We're all guilty of it at some point or another. I mean, Lord knows I have lashed out at my children because I was just in a bad mood. Look at me. I'm like tearing up because I feel guilty about that. So it is something that we have to really always consciously be aware of and fight against. Thank you guys. I see it's a Starbucks drink for my birthday. You guys are so sweet. It's my birthday's tomorrow. Rebecca threw me a surprise party last night that nobody's ever thrown me a surprise party, because it's really, really hard to coordinate around my schedule and get me anywhere where you wouldn't have to come out and say, we're having a party for you. But she said, I'm having a Christmas party for all the employees and everybody at the store, and like, oh, Christmas party. And I was so tired. I told Noah, I said, all right, dude, we're not going to stay too long, but we have to go because it's, it's my company, and I have, have to go to the company party. And so I get there, and it's mostly, people who work for me there. And then all of a sudden it was like, oh, by the way, happy birthday and everything. And then people showed up that are not my employees. And I was like, I was blown away. I have never, ever, ever, ever had a surprise birthday party. So Rebecca, if you're listening, thank you. It was super awesome. But my birthday is actually tomorrow, because there was some people that were confused by a picture that was put out of my birthday party. And they're like, how did I miss your birthday? It's because Facebook hasn't told you yet. It's tomorrow. I'm not sure it's loving to call those who offend you haters. So Mary, haters is like, that is the internet term for people who are saying offensive things, and I don't mean offensive in a difference of opinion. You know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about offensive as in name calling, accusatory, negative speak. That's what I'm talking about. We know what a hater is. So let's not say we don't know what a hater is. So And I'm not, what would not be loving is if I actually read a list of names to you right now. That would not be loving. But I also hope that some of the, here's the thing. Here's the thing. I learned this a lot, and I'll probably totally mess up. I'll totally mess the story up, but I think you'll get the gist of it. So I have this philosophy that, even if one person makes a change because of something maybe I said or did that they watched, then I'm good with that. And it goes back to the story of the starfish that had all washed ashore and were dying. These starfish, hundreds of starfish, had all gotten beached and needed to be put back in the ocean. And there was a little boy going along the beach line, and one at a time, he's throwing them back in the water, and he's throwing them back in the water. But there's still so many. There's so many. And there's a guy sitting up on the shore saying, that's not going to matter. It's not going to make a difference. And the little boy picks up a starfish, throws it back in, and he goes, it did for that one. It's like, oh, I love that story so much. A wonderful woman named Bellany is the one who introduced me to that. Thank you, Betty. What I say may fall on many, 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 many deaf ears that don't want to hear it or won't hear the message. But if even one of those people I'm talking about does a little self-reflection and realizes maybe that they're doing a behavior, and I can make one person's life better, then so be it. Then I'll keep doing it. I'll keep going with it, because it's true. We cannot be everything to everybody. We can't. And I'm all about planting seeds too. So maybe you hear a little something from me, and then you hear a little something from, I don't know. So Gary V has a potty mouth, and that bugs me. But it doesn't stop me from listening to his philosophies, because he's a very, very smart man. And the one thing that I get from him is stop running your life based on what other people think of you. I know Jordan's going to have a comment about this, because it's something that I work on all the time. Is I'm really struggling to just be true to myself without hurting or offending or upsetting anybody else. And it's almost impossible. It's really almost impossible. And it will make you crazy. It does make me crazy sometimes. Thank you, One Way Vintage. Everyone has value, maybe of different kinds, but all are valuable. That is so true. We all have something to contribute to this life on earth. Every single one of us does. We don't all have the same gifts and talents, and it was made that way. Can you imagine? Can you imagine if everybody was the same? Ooh, I don't even think that would make a good movie. Just sameness. That wouldn't work. That's true, Miss Wildlife. There is constructive criticism, and then there's pure hate. And then there's in between that too. There's some people just don't quite have the gift of words, but I can tell the difference. You can tell the difference between a dog that is barking at you because it's afraid versus the dog that's barking at you because it wants to bite your face off. Like, you can tell. It's the same thing with people. Something can be said for the efficiency of ants in a community, though. Keep going. I see the ... Are you talking about like the workers? But they work. That's different, though. They're not the same. Ants are not the same. They might do the same job, but they're working in unison and as a team, which kind of goes into like, I feel like that's how we're all supposed to be. Like there's so many different things that have to be done for society to function, that we do all have to have different interests, different things, different wants and needs and likes and desires, and for this whole crazy world to go around. Like it has to be. It has to be. Thank you, Dawn. And thank you. And if I missed, because I'm like, I don't totally have my eye over on the chat. So if I missed one of your super chats, you guys, thank you so much. You're amazing. Thank you so much. I don't think most negative comments are necessarily haters, just people giving their opinions on a public format. And I'm not talking about those, Tyler. I'm not talking about just opinions. I am talking about the nasty comments. You know, the ones telling me that my son is weird. Yeah, I get those. Your son is weird. Why? What would make you even verbalize that out of your mouth? You know, I don't get why somebody would think that's okay. Maybe it's just my generation is just different, you know, but I would never even think of expressing something about somebody's appearance or mannerisms or something out loud because at the why? That's not constructive. They're not going to go and change their appearance because I said something, right? So those kind of things just need to be don't say it. Just don't say it. And social media really, really, really changed things. It truly changed things in social media when we got to like start being keyboard warriors and hide behind a screen and a nick. Thank you, Lanny. So that's why I did. Sometimes you guys write your comments in two separate things, and I have to go back and I have to find what the first part of it was. Oh, you wanted to say things because you cared enough, but then thought better that it might not be. I will always, always receive constructive criticism. Always. I may not always agree with it, but that's okay. If you're not saying anything hurtful or ugly, I don't take any offense to that. I don't even take offense to the ugly comments. I just feel bad that when people have to lash out. I really do. I feel bad. I feel icky for those people. But you are always, always, always welcome. Yeah, I'm pretty protective of Noah. Yes. Noah's been amazing here at the store. I don't think there's anybody who's walked in that doesn't fall in love with Noah. Yeah. Yeah. But who says that about somebody's kid? I mean, obviously, we all think things. Lord knows, we think things about people. We judge. We all judge. We all judge people. But I think the thing that changed, like in social media brought this out, we actually verbalize it now. We either type it or we say it. And it's like filters. Filters are gone. Filters are gone. You want to adopt Noah? Oh, I got news about Noah. Guess what? Guess what he got this morning? Oh, yeah. Watch out, world. The boy's got his driver's permit. He got it this morning. Yay, finally. Oh, I know some gorgeous, gorgeous, attractive people who are the ugliest people on the inside. And sometimes it isn't pain. It's just entitlement can cause that too. Different things can cause it, as I said. And then I know other people, plain Jane people who are some of the most radiant, beautiful people you could ever want to be around. Am I going to put a tracker on him? No, probably not. You are communicating without inflection, eye contact, etc. It's tough. And yes, people who are cowardly hide behind fake names in chat. So easy to be mean without repercussion. Yeah. Yeah. But still the words you use matter, even though there's no inflection and we do put our own thing. And I'm very aware of it, but there's downright name calling. There's yes. When you call me greedy, There, you don't need an inflection in that. That's them's fighting words. Or unfair. That's the other one that like one of my triggers is calling me unfair because I work incredibly hard to be fair to everybody. So that's one that gets me rocking and rolling. And that's there's no inflection needed. Like if you're calling somebody that, then you're calling them that. No, insurance doesn't change until he actually gets his license. Thank goodness. Yeah. Yeah, all the mama bears are like, nobody says anything about my kids. I judge people who are at Walmart in PJs and slippers. Goodness gracious. Goodness gracious. Yeah. So as far as this store goes, guys, I am super not only open to advice, ideas, constructive criticism. I welcome it because that's what's going to make us better. Hearing what other people have to say is where we can sit there and go, nope, I know the way that I know there's one way, it's my way, and I'm going to do it this way. Or there is being open-minded and looking at the possibility. Doesn't mean you have to implement everything, but if you look at it and go, you know what? That that is a really good idea. And I've gotten several of them, several that we've actually implemented here as well. So I love ideas. I don't have all the answers. Goodness, no, I do not. I don't know it all. I don't have all the answers, nor will I ever until the day I die and it's all revealed. And then hopefully I can feed it down to those who are still here. I can whisper in Noah's ear and go, I know the answer to that now. What, Tiffany, you get comments about your accent? Well, come on. We all know it's fake. No, I'm joking. If you're going to live in America, you need to lose your stupid accent. See, there's no interpretation of that other than ugliness. That's a hurting person right there. That who said that was just a person in pain that took an opportunity to just lash out at a target that they don't somehow realize or care is a real living human being. Like we have feelings. We have feelings. I in the beginning, it was tough. In the beginning, I did take a lot of things to heart and I would cry sometimes. I would cry at night and it just because I have struggled with loving myself. I grew up feeling completely invisible and unlovable because that dynamic just didn't happen in my family. And if you were visible, you got abused. So those have been some big hurdles for me to get over in my life. So now that I'm like completely like out there, transparently for everybody to see, in the beginning when I would get, those hurtful comments, like I would take it all to heart. And it took a lot of coaching by some people who've already, again, people who have already gotten to that place where I want to be to help pull me along and help me with that. And I'm not completely there yet, but I'm way further than I was 3 years ago. Yeah, we do. Tiffany and I, we share. That's how we cope with it too, is like, look at this one I got. Yeah, look at this one I got. And, then we can go, yeah, that's, There's a thrift store for animals you go to that has an eBay case. Have an eBay store for the thrift store, and they give 20% discount if you buy in store. Yeah, so we're doing little things like that. So I'm really heavy on the whatnot sales, and that's really going to help for my like nonprofits because most things that go in the whatnot sales, they don't sell for the shelf price. So we get more to add to the nonprofits and keep this whole thing going. So that's one thing we're doing. The other thing is I do want, and I'll just ask you guys, I would love your opinion on this as resellers who listen and watch. So this is what I'm thinking about. We still pricing under Goodwill's pricing because Goodwill has some pretty standardized pricing. I don't know if you guys know, but based on what the item is coming through, they've got like buttons on the computer that generate the label for, a wares $5.99, wares $9.99, whatever it is, and they just push a button and put a price on it. And we know they don't always get it right, but they're doing the best they can with their system. And within that, they build all of their discounts where ultimately they do like a dollar day. And then if it doesn't sell on dollar day, then they have the clearance bins and sell it by the pound. And that works really good for them. So welcome, Wilhelmina. Welcome to the Niche Nation membership. But I don't see, that's the thing. You can't sit there and say Goodwill has lost their mind with their prices lately. Because here's the thing, and what most people don't take into consideration, there are ginormous expenses associated with having a brick and mortar business. And I would love to look at the books within a Goodwill to see how much of their money has to go for rent, utilities, insurance, internet, electricity, that's in utilities, dumpster service. These are like all the things that I'm like having to come to reckoning with. Payroll. You guys, how many people at any given time do you see working at a Goodwill? I'm going to say minimum of 10. All right, 10. Let's just say, nice round number. Let's just suppose each one gets paid $10 an hour across the board. We're going to some get more, some get less, but let's just say $10 an hour. Okay. So what's 10 times 10 is 100, right? So you've got $100 an hour just for the payroll for that store. So the first $100 in any given hour goes straight into payroll. That hasn't even gone into rent, utilities, and all those things I just said. So, and then of course you have a chain of executives. And when you have a large corporation, you are going to have executives with large salaries because that is what it takes to get the experience and competence needed to run a large corporation. It's just a fact. It is neither good nor bad. I am wearing a hat because I am freezing. I'm wearing a jacket too. And I'm still freezing because my office is cold. So there's enormous expenses. And they'd also have their advertising, and they also have to put money into their programs. That is why they are a 501c3, is because every 501c3 has a mission statement, and they have to put a percentage of money into, they don't get profits. That's why they're called nonprofits. The profits, which is the amount of money after all the expenses are paid, those go back into whatever program's mission statement that they have. So in essence, they're not making profits. It's money that they're able to put into their programs. And that's how nonprofit works. It's not that they can't sell stuff and make money. It's that the profits go into the mission of the nonprofit, if that makes sense. Yeah. I know we get on this big tangent about the CEOs making millions of dollars. And again, look at that. Like, why does that upset us so much? I mean, I get it. It's we all want that kind of money, right? Would we like to see more of it trickle down? Sure, we would. But again, this is the system we live in. And in order to get a quality person that can run the entire organization so that it can continue to fund the mission, you got to pay the big bucks, or you're not going to get somebody in that lead position that benefits the whole organization. If people are paying the prices they demand, the demand goes up. It's economics 101. Yeah, that's the thing. If things were not selling at Goodwill, if the prices indeed were too high and everything was being left on the shelf because it was too high, they would have to relook at it and price differently. And again, somebody said in a comment, it said, let me try to figure out how they worded it. Something about, oh, I didn't see too many things selling in your grand opening video. So that video was a very small piece of the day and done at a time when it wasn't super busy, because when it was super busy, I was helping customers and dealing with the store. So I can tell you that we had a phenomenal opening day, and people are coming in every day and buying things. Sales have been great. So in that aspect, we're doing fine. But it's the aspect of my resellers that I want to support, where I've got to look at and make some adjustments and figure out how to do. Oh, I started to tell you this. This is the thought that I'm having. What do you think if I had like a special card made for my reseller customers? Special, like a loyalty card, kind of like a special thing that got you a discount when you came in. So then like the thing would be priced, in the normal range for a thrift store. But if you're a reseller, you got the special card, you got the Danny, the Danny in kind of thing, Danny dollars. You could earn Danny dollars and come and shop and do some kind of a discount. See, because I want to make it a fun shopping experience too. I'm all about the fun. So that's what we're coming up with now, is different little things we can do like that. Yeah, Crystal says, I want a card. So I started with the video yesterday as like, it's going to be a regular thing that I do, is shop my own shelves. So that is going to help me as the owner of the business keep my finger on the pulse of what's going on, see how things look from a reseller perspective, because I cannot break out of reseller mode. That is where my brain is. That is why I'm not the one back there determining all the prices. Like I'm too conflicted, because I know, how much I could get for this if I put it on eBay. Like that's in my brain. So I have somebody who's not an eBay seller back there doing that and pricing based on, what it should sell for in a used manner on the resale market. And we will work it out. Bougie bucks. Oh, I even like that. Yeah, bougie bucks. I could do both. I see them clearing shelves at Goodwill all the time that say will be shipped to Salt Lake City to go to the bins. It's true. It's true. Protruding vein. I don't have. Do I have a protruding vein? Where? I don't see it. I hate doctors. I have to be on death's door to go to a doctor. I do lots of at home homeopathic, naturopathic care. But I got you. You found my prices mostly higher than Goodwill in my area. See, if you're in here and you do that, I would love to see some specifics. Now, what gets confusing is that we have boutiques built within the store. And I think that's where we get an issue. So the whole, Jordan, don't get me started. The whole stage area is a boutique. Yes, it is priced higher than the thrifted goods. All of the rooms, those are boutiques. Those are priced higher than the thrifted goods. The main floor is where all the donations are. That is the thrift store. The people who have the boutiques are not allowed to purchase from the main store so they can take something and go resell it. That would just be a super conflict of interest. So we don't do that. But I think there is a lot of confusion on pricing based on what part of the store you're in. On my cheek? Really? I think you're seeing a shadow. It's really because I'm looking at my screen going, there's some funky shadows going on. See, might just be my glasses throwing a shadow. I don't consider the boutique prices. Not sure that is a good mix though. But we'll find out. We'll find out. Yeah, so I would need examples. I would need to know. And that's the thing is I'm here most of the time and you can bring an item up and going, you know, this might be a little overpriced, anything. And if you want to buy it, like just talk to me. Say, you know, I'll look at it. I'll look at it. People didn't think Google was a good idea either. Thank you. Thank you for the kind. Oh, I do have a scar on my it's not actually. Are you talking about like this right here? That's just a wrinkle. You guys, I'm just wrinkling. I'm just wrinkling. What proof would a person have to have they are a reseller? Otherwise, everyone can say they're a reseller. Show me your site. Show me where you sell. We should all be able to pull it up on our phones. eBay, Poshmark, Mercari, Etsy. You can pull all those up and show me. Oh, thank you, Crystal. Ooh, I hear a sunny Las Vegas. Sunny Las Vegas has shown up to do some work in his booth. Yeah. So, and I think too, when we incorporate, again, like I said, we're going to get the color sales rolling. So this week we're doing 25% off all Christmas. And I got all of the different boutique owners to also agree to do that to all their Christmas items. And then after Christmas, I'm still thinking about what we're going to do for after Christmas, but we're going to do something big after Christmas as well. So well, you guys know I was bound to attract some interesting comments with the topic of the day, right? And you don't know how I take time to sleep. Yeah, I do though. I do. I usually fall asleep at my computer finishing editing the latest video, but I sleep. I sleep. And with that being said, so as you know, on Mondays, I have the good stuff episodes come out. Today's is kind of it's an interesting behind the scenes look at some things I do on a Monday. So I think that would be interesting for some of you to see, especially as resellers. Today is also are you going to go take a nap? I don't have time for a nap. I'm just going to say in 1 hour from now, I am doing my Shop the Shelves Whatnot sale. And so that I will be live at 3 p.m. Pacific time, 6 p.m. Eastern time over on Whatnot. Come look for me. I am the niche lady over there. Melissa will give you a little linky poo over there in the chat. So we will go through and shop the shelves. And the cool thing is that I'm going to try to go in some other areas today, but it's internet willing, because that's one of the key factors. And I need to figure out my internet situation here as well, but that's a whole nother story. But we will be shopping the shelves, and who knows, maybe I will discount things on the fly and we'll just run them with, I'm just saying, come over, let's see what we do. Fortunately, because I'm the owner, I can do that. We can pull some things and sell some things. And awesome, MW. So glad you were able to make it by. See what not to take a thrift store item higher than, wait, I missed that. Hello, sunny Las Vegas.
Someone say come over.
See what not to take a thrift store item higher than buying at store. I'm not sure what you're saying there, Lorene. I'm not sure what that means. Look, he thinks he can just barge into my office and come say hi to you guys.
Is that Lorraine Lorrene?
It's Lorraine Meyer.
I believe so. Lorraine, if you're the one that gave me the hat, thank you so much. It's definitely gonna make it cha-ching.
Cha-ching.
Hi, everybody.
I can hear his voice in his phone. He's got his phone going over here. I can like hear it.
Oh, here it is. Here it is. Yeah. All right. Bye, everybody. I don't want to take away Danny's.
Yeah, we're getting ready.
Time.
We're getting ready to sign off, so we can do. Are you going to stay for the Whatnot
sale?
No, because we can pull some stuff out of your room and sell it.
How long? What, right now?
No, we start at 3.
Oh no, I won't be here.
We can't.
No, my wife's off. So
well, I'll tell you what. Here's what I'm going to get Sunny to do. If you pull a couple items and you kind of give me some, like, where can I start it? Kind of.
You choose.
Me choose?
Yeah.
All right, we'll
go.
You
got the freedom. I trust you.
We'll go do that.
I would not be here if it wasn't for you.
So I'm going to pull some stuff out of Sunny's room today for Whatnot, because I'll have to look and see which is yours and which is Mikey's, and I mean, not that Mikey would care either, but
Mikey said he was down.
I'm making the deal. I'm making the deal with you, so.
Okay, I'll go.
Oh well, we'll talk about it. Okay. I'm about ready to sign off here.
Okay.
We'll go powwow it.
Give people their time, Danny.
I know, right? All right, everybody. So, if I see you on Whatnot, then I'll see you again before Christmas. I'm not sure if I'm going to do a Friday live sale. I'm leaning towards not. Now, the hesitation is, in order for me not to do a live sale, I've got to get another video up in place of it. So hoping that happens. Because I think Jordan and I are going to go shopping. Jordan is driving into Vegas to hang out with me for a week and spend Christmas together. So I'm super excited about that. So to find me over on Whatnot, if you go to the whatnot.com site or the app on your phone, you go to the search and look for the Niche Lady, but make sure then you select users and not just merchandise, and then you will find me. And I have several Whatnots scheduled out that you can bookmark, so then they'll come up like on your list of hosts that you follow. Oh, wait, I saw Brenda say, I'll tell her, but let me see if I can find it real quick. What was the comment? Wait a minute. Where'd it go? Tell Carrie I need to talk to her about Barbie doll case. Oh, okay. All right. Well, you can email me, because Carrie, she goes through my emails and pulls things out of email, for things that people want to buy and that kind of thing. So theniche.lady@gmail.com. All right, everybody, got to go get ready for the Whatnot sale. I hope you all have an amazing week before Christmas. And if I don't see you live before then, have an amazing Christmas holiday weekend. I will be back next Monday for a live. Jordan might be with me. In fact, I'm almost certain of it. Who knows where we'll be broadcasting from, but Jordan will be with me. All right, guys, with that, you go be profitable. And say it with me. Make it fun. We'll see you on the next one.